Hey, Professor Christian. This is Diego Rita, and I'm going to be talking about the Capstone video project, which is based on this book. This is a great philosopher. So let's go to it. I'm going to be talking about the key features, the Christian Eudenism perspective, and then the Stoicism and the Eudenism. So for the first quote that I chose from the book, from the page 25, is the good life refers to the habits of practice wisdom that produce in the human soul deep and lasting flourishing. As I said, you can find this on the page 25 from the book. And this means like a good life doesn't come from quick happiness. It comes from good daily habits and good choices. This is also related to the Christian hedonism perspective that I'll be talking about later. And then the next quote that I chose is Jesus declares that the reason he came was so the people might experience fullness of life, from the page 68. And Jesus wanted to help us live a meaningful, spiritually rich, and complete life, and not just be spontaneous trying to survive in this world. Then the third quote that I chose is humans will only find life and flourishing when they imitate their creator, when they learn to inhabit the world in the ways that accord with God's own nature, will in the incoming kingdom. I also found this on page 75 from the book. And this means that true happiness is only found when we live the way that God had planned for us. Now, going on some key features from Christian eudaimonism, we have the Christian eudaimonism follows Christ's ethics, is religion based, and God is the guide of our life by his nature. So I believe that this view, Christian eudaimonism, explains that what likes me what makes life meaningful. Pennington explains in the book that flourishing is not a quick pleasure, but it's a long-term formation of character. Also, Christianity locates this information in the relationship with God. Now, let's compare it to the ancient view. There's going to be Stoicism, and this is an ancient Greek and Roman philosophy that emphasized living in accordance with the reason and virtue to achieve a tranquil life. And how I compare this, so Stoicism focus on self-control, but on the other hand, Christian Eudemonism adds up the God's values and guidance. So which makes both stronger because one helps with self-control and the other one God leads you to go in the right path. And growing through a reason versus growing through Jesus and with Jesus. So this is basically what I think Stoicism versus Eudaimonism is. Now going for the hedonism versus the Christian eudaimonism. So hedonism is the philosophical belief that pleasure is the highest God. So this means basically that everything that causes pleasure is basically the right thing, no matter how you do it, no matter what. As long as you have the pleasure out of it, you're gonna be okay. And how I compare this to the Christian humanism. So Pennington rejects hedonism because based on the first quote, by practicing good habits, we can create a long-lasting pleasure that means more than just a moment, which hedonism is about. And also this is focused on short-term pleasure versus long-lasting happiness guided by God. And also it fails in the second quote by including pain through the path by experiencing fullness of life. Because living a life, like fully live a life, it means that you're gonna have some up and downs through, and it's something that hedonism is not what is it about, which is like short-term pleasure. And in this case, in Christian hedonism, you also gonna live both. And for my second best view, I chose Stoicism because when comparing both in ancient and modern view, I accept Stoicism as second best because it's a way of acting and reasons behind this view are much stronger and valid. Because hedonism is only for short-term pleasure, but Stoicism is more valid for the real world Because as I said, like stoicism focuses on having self-control actions and emotions, and it also helps you to growing strongly, but not to fully live a life. And this would be the citation that I used to do this video project. The I got one from the book and another one from another source and online. And I hope everything was clear, understandable. And thanks for listening.